Welcome back to a new video by 78 Puertas. In today's video, as you have read down here, we're going to go beyond the 3-card spread, the typical 3-card spread that we use with the open reading. In our advanced courses, we teach you how to read with the cross spread or the choices spread or even the cartomantic tableau of 9 cards. But there are other chances to go beyond the 3-card spread, and this is what we are going to see today. For this video, for this reading, I'm going to use this deck, the Midnight deck, that I already showed you before in another video. It's a Tarot de Marseille with a twist, a different style of Tarot de Marseille. This reading, I have the cards of the reading here. These are the real cards from that day. This reading was for a woman who was working in an enterprise and she hadn't been paid her salary for a few months. This happened last year, I think it was. Well, she contacted us to know how this would evolve, was the better option for her, if it would be better to talk to her boss or to go directly to a lawyer. She wanted to know what were her options and what would happen with all this situation. So with that context in mind, we're going to see what happened, what were the cards. These were the first cards. You see, just a standard 3-card spread, okay? Nothing special till now. But if we pay attention, what do we see here? First, we have here the Queen of Baton, the King of Swords, and the Ace of Coins. Our querent was a woman, the Queen of Baton here, and her boss is this other card, the King of Swords. And if you pay attention, you realize that both of them are looking to the Ace of Coins. Both of them are looking for the money. Both of them want the money, but the King of Swords is holding his sword up in the air, trying to block the access from our querent to the money. He doesn't want to give her the money that he owes to her because it's her salary. Let's remember, it's not a present, it's her salary. So with these first cards, we see the question. We can see that this is the context. Obviously, he doesn't want, as I said, he doesn't want to give the money to her. He's stopping her from accessing to the money. So this can be a first answer. He doesn't want to pay it. Okay, but how would this evolve? What's next? What will happen afterwards? Let's see. Just a second. The next 3 cards were these ones. Just a bit more, yeah, like this. We have the 4 of Swords, the 4 of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. Before, we have here, as I told you, the King of Swords. And according to the spread, we know that this is the boss in the enterprise where our querent is working, right? The King of Swords is the boss. And now we have here the Knight of Swords. Both of them are from the same suit, both of them have something in common, and we have this red sword, the same one, which in the Knight of Swords has grown so much that it's almost like a spear, rather than a sword itself. It's a big, huge sword. This is talking about more aggressiveness, more a behavior more aggressive, more rude, if you want. And at the same time, here the sword was vertical, it's a bit more passive, it's not in action, while here the sword is in diagonal, it's active, it's moving. And where is this Knight of Swords going to? We see these two cards, the Four of Swords. You have here two swords in one side and the other two swords in the other side. And here in the middle there is a flower. This flower is the same flower we see here, but here in the Four of Cups the flower has grown up, it has vivified. There is more life here. Here the life was trapped inside the swords. Here the life has developed, has grown up. But, and well, take a look at this is not an element, this is not we are not reading here swords or cups, we are reading the flower, we are reading the decoration, which is something always very important with the Tarot de Marseille. Many people don't pay much attention to the flowers and the vegetal items. Well, they provide us information. But here, as I was saying, we have no money. The money is still here. So what is this Knight of Swords doing? He is acting in a very aggressive way towards our querent, telling her that this is what we can offer you, this is what you can have, grab it, get it, and forget it. Because if you pay attention, you see that each of the four cups here are isolated. There is no contact from each other. They are all as isolated as well was isolated this flower here. So what this knight, this lawyer of the enterprise is doing is telling her to accept what we are offering you. This is our offer, accept it and forget it. Each cup is isolated, which means that there will be no more actions, no more money, no more anything. This is the full stop for him, obviously. This is an aggressive way trying to make her reconsider her options and accept what they are offering from the enterprise, from the side of the enterprise. But yet again, as I said before, what our querent wants is not the present, it's her salaries. She has worked for that money for several months and she hasn't been paid. So it's not a present, it's her right. It's the compulsory deed that this person, the boss, must do. The boss must pay for the work that she's already done. So yet again, we have some more information of how the enterprise will act, but still we don't know what's going to happen if she goes on. So I drew 3 more cards, which were these ones. Some more. So yeah, we have here the Knight of Cups, the 8 of Baton, and the 9 of Baton. If you remember, just a second ago I told you that this is the lawyer of the enterprise, represented by the King of Swords. This is the boss, and this is the lawyer, the Knight of Swords. Now, this knight has changed the suit and has become the Knight of Cups. Here we have an offering, a relaxed, a more calm down offering. Why? Because there is a heavy and strong blockade ahead. You see this cross here, right? This crosses. The road is closed. Why? Because if our querent the Queen of Baton goes ahead with her intentions of going further, going to a courthouse, of going to a lawyer, whatever, there will be lots of problems for the enterprise. Because, as I said before, our querent wants her salaries, not a present, her salaries. So, bearing in mind what might happen afterwards, bad press, loss of time, loss of efforts, whatever, many things. Bearing in mind these blockades ahead, they change in the enterprise, they change their attitude from this fake aggressiveness, this empty violence, because there's nothing behind, it's just showing off. So they change this attitude, this aggressive attitude, for this more pacific attitude, trying to work on with empathy towards her, towards our querent. But what they offer, once again, is not what she wants, it's not what she deserves, it's not her salaries. Remember, her salaries, the money. There's no money here. What the enterprise is given is not money at all. It's good words, and that's all. Nothing real material. So I drew 3 more cards, the final ones in this particular case, because finally here we had the money. I'm going to bring up these ones so maybe you can watch them better now. Just a second. Yeah. Here. As I said before, we were aiming for money. Remember that in the first row, the Ace of Coins? Okay, now finally we have money. In the same way that I told you before that the King of Cups, the King of Swords is the boss, and therefore the Knight of Swords is the lawyer of the boss, remember? In this particular case, we are seeing that our querent was the Queen of Baton. And here, in the Knight of Coins, we see this knight, this rider, also wearing a baton. Not as huge as the one in the Queen. Remember that the sword of the lawyer, or the knight here, is way bigger than this one from the boss, from the king. In this case, as always, there are always many exceptions in the Tarot de Marseille. Here we have another one. You see the different size? The baton from the Knight of Coins is smaller than the baton from the Queen of Baton. And one more thing that I want you to bear in mind. Both our querent and the boss are sitting down. They are not moving. They are not the ones who are going to make all the job. No, because they are sitting down. It's everything to be done and to be solved between their lawyers. So the lawyers will be the ones who make everything possible. So here we have the answer of another of the questions that our querent provided, of what she wanted to do, to know. She wanted to know if it would be necessary for her to go to a lawyer, and the answer certainly is yes. Both lawyers will interact. And what's doing this lawyer, the lawyer of our querent here, the Queen of Baton? What is this guy doing? He's focused on the money. He's going for the money. The same money that we are seeing here. This floating money is this coin, same coin we see here. You see the flowers here? It's almost like a target in a gun. See? This is the adjective. He is going for the money, for this money, not for all of them, just this one. There's a reason why. we have the 7 of coins and not the ace or the 3 or 5 or whatever. We've had this one. The lawyer goes for the money, for this particular money, and gets it. You see the money here? There are more in the air. His intention, his focus is on more money. But the money that he is chasing, his goal, he gets it. Therefore, for a querent, the best option to get what she wants, her salaries, once again, is to go to the lawyer, so the lawyer might get her salaries, the money that the boss owes to her. And this is it. As you can see, it is in the open reading. We don't have to memorize meanings, keywords, astrological signs, correspondences, or wherever. We just have to focus on the cards. In a certain way, you've done this already when you were a child and you were reading comics. The drawings, you were given them life with your imagination. This is something similar, not the same, not the same, but something very similar. It's just a matter of paying attention to the cards. And as you can see, drawing 3 cards and 3 more and 3 more, as many as you need until you get to the answer. Not what you are looking for, but to the answer. It's not the same, right? It's very sad to when I see people in some videos drawing cards and more cards and more cards until they get the card they're looking for. If it's the lover, oh, we have the 2 of cups here. Yeah, but it's at the end of the stack. So it's a long way for that, right? But in this case, I haven't done it. It's not about drawing more cards. It's about explaining the situation and knowing what's going to happen so we can answer the question. That's the difference. And in this case, we have done it with repeating the 3 card spread. It's going beyond the 3 card spread because it's not just about 3. In this particular case, it's been 12. It could have been less, it could have been more, but this time it has been 12. So it's another chance, it's another way, it's different, and if you want, you can also try it. That's all for today. Thank you for your attention and see you. Bye-bye.